What's going on, guys? Yep, today it's a different video. I'm not gonna film stereos or speakers, turntables, or anything about electronics. Today I just wanna discuss about, you know, why we still keep buying vintage stereos in this, you know, inflation that's happening. The economy today, it's, bad, and people are, needing money. People are spending hundreds and hundreds or thousands of money for things that we don't really need. And guys, the guys are buying, expensive vintage stereos, and some of my viewers, they comment on one of my videos that he has a McIntosh, and he was kind of like making fun of my Sansui, my vintage stereos. But this is the choice. This is what I want. This is how much I want to spend. I'm not one of those guys that they wanna, they keep spending a lot of money, thousands of money for their hobbies. To me, guys, this is a hobby. I don't take this really like 100%, serious. I do collect vintage stereos, but that is not really what I'm focusing all the time. Some folks or some older guys or some retired guys, of course, they don't work anymore, so they're home all the time, and they wanna do things or mess around with their stereos and listen to their vinyl records all the time. They have the time, and their time is their own time. When you're younger, you're still working. You get up in the morning, you get ready, you go to work, and you have responsibilities. When you're retired, of course, you're depending money from the government, from Social Security, and your life is already there. It's just there, so it's kind of like game over. But this gentleman, he was talking about, he has McIntosh, and he's talking about his stereos is better than mine because he's paying more, and of course it's high end. And I know McIntosh is expensive stereos. To me, I don't want to buy very expensive stereos because I'm not one of like really fanatic. I do collect the stereos, but I don't want to buy very expensive stereos because these are hobbies, and this is only good when you're younger. But once you reach the age of 70, 75, this expensive stereos, McIntosh, will no longer important to you because you have something different in your mind. You probably don't want to listen to music anymore. You don't want to mess around with the stereos anymore or sit there all the time. It depends, your age. So when you get older, it's totally different. That is one of the reasons why I don't want to buy expensive stereos. I know you can resell this, but you'll never get the money that you paid for the expensive stereos. The buyers always want to ask lower price because when it's used, it's used. Okay, it's like a car. When it's used, you cannot sell that very expensive anymore. Even though it's McIntosh, it's gonna depreciate the price unless you pay $15,000 or $30,000 for stereos, and that's a different story. You know, one of those audio files. So this is the way how I want it. This is the way how I see my future coming with my stereos, and I'm not gonna regret how much I paid for my stereos, because I paid for my stereos for a low price, but it's a good brands, you know. Sansui, it's known. Rand's Japanese vintage stereos, it's known back in the 70s, and it's, you know, popular. And back in the day, these stereos cost money already compared to today. But even though they're vintage, they can still cost money. Some of them, not all vintage, cost a lot of money. Like the Sansui 9090 DB. So now it's cost more than $1,000 to $2,000. It depends the condition. So I'm not gonna buy expensive stereos, and later on I'm gonna regret, because now if I pay a lot of money for my vintage stereos, a couple hundreds there, a couple hundreds here, they accumulate, and that would cost thousands already. So I know I spent a couple thousands already, but that is already low price when I buy this vintage stereos. I mean, imagine if I buy this in eBay, or, you know, I pay for somebody for like $300 or more each, then that's gonna be a lot of money. So that's how I do it. So I don't really have to regret. It's because one day I'm gonna dispose that anyways. You know, when you retire or you get older, you don't want to deal with a lot of stereos anymore. So you want to dispose it. That's how it works. It's a cycle, you know. So those young folks, they will get into that hobbies, and they will buy this and that, and they will collect it. So that's how it is. And a lot of people, guys, they spend a lot of money for their stereos because they want the really good quality, which everybody wants. But to me, guys, I care about this. I don't really care about the really high quality, or, you know, audiophile stereos, from turntables to speakers for thousands of money. I'm not into that, because one day when you're retired, you're gonna need money. So to me, the reason of that, guys, because you don't wanna owe debt, you know. When you buy it and you use your credit cards, and that's how people get into debt. So I don't want to put myself into that predicament, because that happens a lot in US, and a lot of people here in the United States owes a lot of money. They owe a lot of money from the banks, from credit cards, using this, swiping that, you know. So that is the reason why I don't like to do that. So a lot of this collectors, guys, this you know, stereo collectors, and I've seen in the YouTube, they do have expensive stereo system in their house, in their place, and these are not, you know, couple hundreds that they're spending, thousands of money, but they don't realize that, you know, one day they don't need that stereos anymore. You know, once they reach 65 years of age, 70, they're not gonna need that. Trust me. They're gonna let them go, either sell it or give it to one of their family members. They don't, because they're gonna have a hearing problem. They can't listen to that stereos loud and clear anymore. So, and it's gonna irritate them. You know how it is when you get old. So they don't think of that, you know. To them, a lot of people, they just want to show off what they have. Like, I have expensive stereos. I got the 1,000 speakers. I pay $1,000 that I paid for my speakers. And $2,000 for my speaker cable wires, and you know, this is ridiculous. You know, this is not a smart thing to do. And a lot of people out there today, they need money. So when they run out of money, they're gonna realize, you know, how much they spend for this stereos, because these are just hobbies. You know, you guys have to understand that this is just hobbies. It's not, you know, you're not really making money out of it unless you buy and sell and you make profit, and that's a different story. So I do buy and sell. I sell some stereos in eBay. I sell in Facebook Market, and I make profit from the stereos. And you know, I make a little money, but extra money. You know, it's not like gigantic money, but you know, some of these folks, guys, you know, they don't realize. They just think about today, and they don't think about 5 years, 10 years from now, what's gonna happen to them, and they're gonna lose a lot of money from spending thousands of money. And that is why here in the United States, a lot of people are in debt from credit cards. And those guys that they spend thousands and thousands of money for their hobbies, I guarantee you they have debt right there. So good luck to them. And you know, this guy that I was talking about, you know, with the McIntosh, like, you know, he's trying to show it off because he's McIntosh. Good luck to you, sir. You know, I do have Sansui, and I'm happy. I have Marantz and Pioneer and Lafayette, Luxman, Sony, you know, Techniques. I have different brands that I have, and I'm happy with it. I don't need to buy McIntosh amplifier or receiver because they're thousands of money, and I'm not gonna use my credit card to buy that and have debt. So be smart with your money, and that's it, guys, because today's inflation, a lot of people are suffering and a lot of people has debt. So if you guys have debt, pay your debt and get out from debt. That's what you need to do. So guys, I hope you learned something from this video. It's a different video. It's not about stereos. It's some part of the stereos, but it's about money and about debt. So pay your debt, get out from debt. That's what you need to do. Okay? So guys, I'll see you down. For now, I'll say bye-bye.